Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a biomedical scientist with a PhD, specializing in nutrition and the science of aging. Every night your body is supposed to enter a critical recovery window, a 4-hour period when your muscles rebuild, repair, and get stronger. But for many of us over 40, we wake up feeling more sore, more stiff, and weaker than the day before. We're doing everything right. We're eating well. We're staying active. So what's going wrong? The problem isn't your effort. It's not your diet. What my research has shown is that the hidden culprit is sitting right in your medicine cabinet. What if I told you that some of the healthy vitamins you take before bed are quietly sabotaging that entire recovery process? What if they're blocking the very hormones your muscles need to grow? Yeah, that's real. But there are 4 specific vitamins that, when taken at night, can actually amplify this muscle recovery window. One simple shift. So if you felt like you're working hard but still losing ground, if you're tired of waking up like you didn't recover at all, stay with me. If this sounds familiar, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. And make sure you subscribe, because what I'm about to share can change the way your body recovers forever. Alright, let's get right into it. We're going to go straight to the core of this story, the solution that completely changed things for me, and that I believe can do the same for you. We'll start with part 1 right now. What I like to call the Night Heroes, the 4-vitamin protocol that works while you sleep. Here's the funny thing. We spend most of our lives thinking daytime is when all the action happens. Work, workouts, life. But as I got older, I started to realize something deeper. The real magic, the deep repair work that keeps us moving, happens at night. It happens in the quiet, in the dark, when our bodies finally get a chance to rebuild and recover from the wear and tear of the day. For years I was doing that part completely wrong. I'd have a decent day, maybe a long walk or some yard work. Then I'd go to bed expecting to wake up restored. Instead, I'd wake up feeling exactly my age, achy, stiff, and just as tired as when I lay down. My body wasn't recovering. It was just resting. And there is a world of difference between rest and true recovery. The shift happened when I stopped thinking of sleep as just turning off, and started seeing it as the most important work shift of the day for my body's repair crew. And like any good crew, they need the right tools to do their job. You can't build a house without hammers and nails. And you can't rebuild your muscles and calm your nervous system without the right nutrients. That's what this protocol is. It's about giving your body exactly the tools it needs, exactly at the time it needs them most. And those tools, those 4 Night Heroes, are surprisingly simple. But they have to be the right form, in the right combination. So let's meet the team. The first, and probably the most important hero of this night crew, the foundation of everything. Vitamin number 1. Magnesium glycinate. The foundation. Now, the word magnesium is probably not new to you. We hear about it all the time. But here's where a lot of us, including me, go wrong from the start. We walk into a pharmacy or grocery store, see a bottle that says, magnesium, and think we're good. I made that mistake for years. I'd grab whatever was on sale, usually magnesium oxide, because it was cheap, take it, and then wonder why I was spending more time in the bathroom than actually getting relief. It just didn't work. At best, it did nothing. At worst, it gave me digestive issues that would wake me up at night, completely defeating the point. Here's the secret. The absolute game changer is not just magnesium. It's the word that comes after it, glycinate. Let me say that again because it's that important, magnesium glycinate. Think of it like this. Magnesium is the important package you're trying to deliver to your cells, especially your muscle cells. But your cells have a specific delivery door. Most forms of magnesium, like oxide, are like a clumsy courier who just throws the package on your front step and walks away hoping it somehow gets inside. Most of it never does. It just sits on the porch making a mess. But glycinate, glycinate is different. The glycinate part comes from the amino acid glycine. Glycine is like a trusted key that fits perfectly in that delivery door. It takes magnesium by the hand, walks it right up to the cell, opens the door, and escorts it inside where it can actually start working. That's why it's so much easier on your stomach and so much more effective. Your body doesn't have to fight to absorb it. It's a welcomed guest. So what does this welcomed guest actually do once it's in? Why is it the foundation? Well, magnesium is involved in more than 300 different enzymatic reactions in your body. 300. It's like the foreman on a huge construction site. It tells the other workers what to do, makes sure supplies get to where they're needed, and keeps the whole operation running smoothly. When it comes to your muscles, it's absolutely critical. Every time your muscle tightens, and every time it relaxes, magnesium is there running the process. You know those awful nighttime leg cramps that wake you up in the middle of the night? The ones that feel like a vice clamping down on your calf? That is very often your body screaming for more magnesium. That's a signal that the system in charge of telling your muscles relax is missing its most important tool. But its job doesn't stop there. The reason we take it at night is also tied to its partner, that special key, glycine. Glycine by itself has a beautiful calming effect on the brain. It's like a gentle whisper to your nervous system saying, it's safe to power down. It also helps slightly lower your core body temperature, which is one of the strongest natural signals for initiating deep, restorative sleep. So you're getting a double effect. Magnesium helps your muscles physically relax and let go of the day's tension, while glycine helps your brain mentally relax, paving the way for the kind of sleep that actually recharges you. Without this foundation, the other heroes can't really do their jobs. This is the first, most critical step in turning your sleep into a true recovery session. Okay, with our foundation in place, it's time to bring in the project managers, the ones who direct the most important building material exactly where it needs to go. That brings us to hero number 2, or actually, hero pair number 2. Vitamin number 2, vitamin D3 with K2, the directors. Here's another one that might make you raise an eyebrow at first. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, at night? My whole life, I thought of vitamin D as a bright morning thing. It just felt like common sense. You get it from the sun, so you should take it when the sun is out. I, like millions of others, used to take my vitamin D pill with orange juice at breakfast, thinking I was starting the day right. Turns out, that was one of the biggest mistakes I was making for my sleep and night recovery. Here's the fascinating truth I learned. Our muscles, the very tissues we're trying to repair, are covered in what are called vitamin D receptors. You can think of them like tiny docking stations waiting for vitamin D to arrive. And research shows that those docking stations, those receptors on our muscle cells, are most active and most receptive at night. When we're sleeping, it's like they flip the open for business sign the moment we lie down. By taking vitamin D in the morning, I was basically sending out the delivery truck hours before the docking station even opened. The valuable cargo just floated around with nowhere to go. But taking it before bed ensures that vitamin D arrives exactly when the docking stations are open and ready, allowing it to start repairing and strengthening muscle tissue while you're in your deepest sleep. But, and this is huge, vitamin D should never work alone. Taking D3 by itself is like hiring a crew to deliver a mountain of bricks, in this case, calcium, to your job site. D3 is incredibly good at its job. It makes sure your body absorbs calcium from your food and supplements. But that's where its job ends. It just drops the pile of bricks in the middle of the street. It has no idea where those bricks are supposed to go. And that's where the problem is. That calcium, without a director, can end up in completely wrong places. It can deposit in your arteries, leading to hardening and plaque. It can end up in your soft tissues, causing stiffness. This is where K2 comes in. K2 is like the site supervisor walking around saying, "Okay, you, calcium, you go into the bones and make them stronger. You, calcium, you go into the muscles where you're needed for contraction." And nobody, and I mean nobody, is allowed to hang around in the arteries. Keep moving. It's that critical. K2 is what makes sure that the calcium D3 helps you absorb actually ends up strengthening your skeleton and supporting your muscles, instead of hardening your blood vessels. They're a team. An inseparable pair. Taking one without the other isn't just less effective, it can actually be counterproductive and even harmful long-term. There's also another reason to take this pair at night. Taking a big dose of vitamin D in the morning can actually interfere with melatonin production, your natural sleep hormone, later that evening. It can subtly throw off your internal clock, your circadian rhythm. So taking it at night is not only better for your muscles, it's also better for protecting the sleep cycle you're trying to improve. That's a win-win. This D3 plus K2 pair directs the most vital mineral, calcium, exactly where it's needed for a stronger frame and better muscle function. All while you sleep. Now, once we've got the foundation and the directors, we need the specialized, hard-working repair crew that comes in for the fine-tuning and fixing. That brings us to the third, often overlooked hero. Vitamin number 3, zinc picolinate, the underrated recovery mineral. Zinc is a fascinating mineral. It's not one of the big famous ones like calcium or iron. It's more like the quiet worker backstage. But the work it does is absolutely essential, especially for repair and strength. Here's the critical fact about zinc: your body has no way to store it. At all. You can't just fill up on zinc and coast. You can store B12 in your liver, sure. But zinc? No. It's a mineral you have to get every single day. And if you don't, the work just doesn't get done. Think of it like fuel in your car. You can't fill up on Monday and expect that tank to last you 2 weeks. You have to keep refilling, based on how much you're using. And when you're older and focused on maintaining muscle and strength, your body is using a lot of zinc. Its main job in our nighttime protocol is this: supporting protein metabolism. That sounds technical, but it's actually really simple. You can eat all the protein you want, chicken, fish, eggs, but if you don't have enough zinc, your body can't efficiently break that protein down and use the amino acids to repair your muscle fibers. Zinc is the tool that takes the raw lumber, the protein you eat, and cuts it into the right sizes so you can actually rebuild the structure of the house, your muscles. Without zinc, the lumber just sits in a pile. It's also critical for natural hormone production, including testosterone. Now, when I say that word, don't just think about bodybuilders. For those of us 65 and older, healthy testosterone levels, in both men and women, are directly tied to energy, vitality, bone density, and the ability to maintain lean muscle instead of fat. It's the hormone that helps us feel strong and capable. Zinc is a key player in making sure our bodies can naturally produce what we need. But just like with magnesium, the form of zinc you take is everything. You'll see zinc oxide, zinc sulfate, zinc gluconate. It's confusing. But research points to one clear winner for absorption: zinc picolinate. Again, it's all about delivery. Picolinate comes from picolinic acid, which your body naturally uses to transport minerals. So when you take zinc picolinate, you're basically pre-packaging the zinc in a form your body already recognizes and knows how to move. It's like sending a package with a prepaid priority label. It goes where it's supposed to go, and it gets there fast. Other forms are more like dropping it in the mail with a half-written address. Some of it might get delivered eventually, but a lot gets lost along the way. Now, timing zinc matters for another reason: competition. Zinc has to compete for absorption with other minerals, especially calcium and iron. This is the classic mistake most people make. They take their multivitamin, which contains iron, drink a big glass of milk, loaded with calcium, and then take their zinc at the same time. That's like trying to shove 3 people through one revolving door at once. They all jam each other and no one gets through efficiently. By taking zinc at night with our other heroes, but away from big meals, we're giving it a clean runway for absorption. It doesn't have to fight against a stomach full of iron-rich red meat or a glass of calcium-rich milk. It can immediately clock in for that crucial night shift, repairing and rebuilding while you sleep. So now we've got the foundation, the directors, and the specialized repair crew. Now it's time to bring in the final hero, the one that acts like the catalyst for all the others, supercharging the entire process. Vitamin number 4, P5P, the supercharger. This might be totally new for a lot of you, but I promise you this is the secret ingredient that ties everything else together. The name P5P stands for pyridoxal 5-phosphate. That's a mouthful, so we're just going to call it P5P. So what is it? Simply put, P5P is the active, ready-to-use form of vitamin B6. You've probably taken vitamin B6 your whole life. It's in almost every multivitamin. It's in fortified cereals. It's everywhere. But here's the problem. The standard form of B6, called pyridoxine, can't actually be used by your body as is. It's not active. Before your body can do anything with it, it has to send it to the liver. Then the liver has to run it through a complicated conversion process to turn it into the active form, P5P. Only then can it actually go out and do its job. The analogy I love is this: regular B6 is like a box of cake mix. All the potential is there, But you can't eat it. You have to take it to the kitchen, your liver, add eggs and oil, mix it, bake it. Only after all that work do you get the finished cake, P5P, that you can actually use. Here's the issue for us. As we age, our liver gets less efficient at doing that conversion. Our metabolic oven just doesn't run like it used to. So we can take tons of regular B6, but our body struggles to turn that cake mix into an actual cake. All right. We've come a long way together, haven't we? We've met the heroes, and we've exposed the villains. But here's the most important takeaway from all of this, the one thing I truly hope you remember. Timing is everything. For years we've been taught that the hard work of building and maintaining our bodies happens during the day, in the gym, in the garden, on our feet. But the truth is, that's only half the story. That's just the trigger. The real work, the deep, meaningful repair that creates true strength and resilience, happens when your head hits the pillow. It's a total mindset shift, isn't it? To stop thinking of sleep as just rest, and start seeing it as the most critical work shift for your body's recovery crew. So let's quickly review the plan, our night heroes. The tools we're giving that crew. Simple, but specific. First, the foundation, magnesium glycinate, to relax the muscles and calm the mind. Second, the directors, vitamin D3 with its essential partner K2, to send calcium into our bones, not into our arteries. Third, the underrated recovery mineral, zinc picolinate, to help rebuild muscle tissue. And fourth, the supercharger, P5P, the active form of B6 that makes the whole team work better. And just as important, we've learned who to keep out of our nighttime routine. We're sending the villains away. Vitamin B12, with its stimulating energy, belongs in the morning. And high doses of vitamin C. Those also belong in the daytime, so they don't interfere with sleep. Now here's the most important part of everything we've just talked about. You did this. You made it all the way through. And what you've just learned is not just a list of vitamins to take. Not at all. You just learned how to take back control of your body's own natural, powerful healing process. This is the power of finally making your sleep work for you. And I'm not asking you to change everything overnight. Please don't even try. That's not how real, lasting change happens. I just want you to do one thing. Just one. Choose one of these ideas that spoke to you the most. Maybe it's simply making sure you're getting the right kind of magnesium. Maybe it's moving your vitamin D to the evening. Just pick one and try it. Try it tonight. That's how every great journey starts, with one simple step. And so we can build a strong community here together, a place where we can actually support each other on this path. If you feel inspired, if you're ready to take that one step, I want you to write in the comments, ready to take action. Right below, I promise you. I read every single one. Your commitment and your stories truly matter. Please always remember this. You are so much stronger and so much more capable than you think. This is not the end. Your journey to rebuilding your strength, your energy, your life force, it's really just beginning. So please subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep walking this path together. We're here to make sure you actually get results.